All right, here we are once again. I am the old man with his vlog, and you are here watching my vlog. And today I've got a great DVD for you. Usually I talk about it and kind of flash it around a little bit before I show it, but today I just can't wait. This is Navy SEALs with Charlie Sheen and is that John Connor's dad, Michael B. in there? So you got the Wild Thing Rick Vaughn from Major League, and you've got Reese, John Connor's dad from the Terminator, and a big fucking gun with a giant grenade launcher on it, and this romantic sunset, um, action, 80s propaganda bullshit is what this is. So, um, and this movie is one of the early, action movies that I saw, and it's widely regarded as a bad movie. Um, and from what I've read about it, the badness of the movie comes from kind of dreaming too big and shooting at the stars with with the wrong tools. They just didn't get it put together as good. They got a great cast assembled. They got Charlie Sheen, Michael Biehn, Bill Paxton's in there. Um, oh shit, I forget his name, but the guy who played Pedro Serrano and was in the Allstate commercials was in it, and probably other um, some other people. Directed by Louis Teague, who I don't really know, and that's about it. This is a pretty bare bones DVD copy, and I'm really glad it's in my collection because I used to watch this movie on TV on the HBO and stuff like that back in the day, and I remember it's one of the first movies I ever saw somebody's brains get blown out in, and seeing like the actual brains splatter and just feeling this visceral disgust at that, and also this captivation and fascination and fear, of that possibility that came from seeing that in the movie. A desensitizing effect in a way. You get that feeling over with from the movie, and then I guess that recruiter comes to your school and you make your own life choice or whatever. But if you do make that life choice, and I'm not anyone to speak about that life choice because I never joined the military, but I'm pretty sure it's like nothing like this. If you're expecting to be like hanging with the boys in your pastel color golf shorts, shooting 18 holes, listening to like a really shitty Thin Lizzy cover band, and drinking your beers, and then like getting a page and like going and you know um, taking out terrorist groups with one-liners and shit. It's probably not it. Another interesting thing is that this was about terrorists, and this is one of the first movies that portrayed um, Islamic terrorism. Talked about the difference between Islam and Islamic fundamentalisms. And I'm not saying it's deep or anything like that, but they did mention there was characters that were sympathetic to the Muslim world, and it was careful, or that person at least in the movie was careful to mention that there's a difference between the religion and the radicalization of the religion. I don't think Charlie Sheen gave a fuck. I think he was there for a payday. He looks really cool running around with his machine gun, doing his one-liners, not giving a shit. Um, I think this movie's not very deep. I think if you like action movies and if you like propaganda movies, it's not heavy propaganda. But if you're like me and if you believe that all Hollywood war movies are basically propaganda, or basically any Hollywood movie that is Oscar bait or anything to do with portraying American life is probably some level of propaganda. Then this is a fun little piece of propaganda that you can enjoy responsibly, by not like just turning it on and letting your kids watch it and then leaving the room and then letting them think that this has anything to do with reality. It's just kind of a fantasy, really. and it's a nostalgia piece for me. I like to go back and watch it sometimes, just to relive all the bullshit I was fed when I was a kid, and remember. I guess it's actually from 1990, so it's not even 80s. It's early 90s, but it's a good little nostalgia piece for me. I guess it came out when I was 10, and shit, it's not a very good movie, but I really like it. I like owning it. I like looking at the cover and having a chuckle sometimes, and maybe you like it too. If you have fond memories of this movie, if you think this movie's a piece of shit, I probably completely agree with you. All right, that's it for today, and that's it for the last of my first edition of the Old Man and His Vlog. I keep trying to swipe my laptop to open up the screen so I can stop the video, but actually it's just recording on my phone, which is propped up on my laptop.